I have Greg McElroy on the show today. He played for you, and this is what he said to me. He said, Greeny, he's going to be in fall camp mode, so don't expect him to be too jovial. So I've been warned. How are you this morning, Coach?
I'm doing great, but, the one thing Greg didn't tell you is my anxiety level in fall camp is determined by who's playing quarterback. So his disposition of, what we're like in fall camp when he was playing quarterback, sometimes we had lots more anxiety than other times.
Okay. Well, that is as good a response as I could have possibly imagined. McElroy, by the way, is listening, and we will give him a chance for equal time in a moment. But let's get down to business then. With everything going on, seriously, Nick, how would you describe the way that this summer has been different as a football coach from the 40 or so summers before?
Well, it's been very, very different. But I think the key to the drill is there's lots of uncertainty, for all of us, whether you're a football coach or whether it's just your daily life. And I think people who handle the uncertainty best and take advantage of what they can control and what they can do today, have the best chance of, coming out the other end more successfully. So it's been different. But I've been relatively pleased with the way the people in our organization have handled it and with the way they've tried to create an atmosphere and environment that's safe for the players to operate in.
Now, I think our audience would be interested to know what sacrifices are your players making right now to try to have a season?
Well, I think the big thing is we've kind of proven over the summer and improved, our protocols for how we keep the players safe. And, for the last month, we've had less than 2% positive. For the last 2 weeks, less than 1%. So, but the issue is not the bubble they're in when they're with us, when they're on the field, when they're working out. It's more their personal bubble of what they do when they aren't in the building because, when you go out on campus and other places in Alabama, it's a little over 10%, positive rate. So the players have to make a tremendous sacrifice, to stay safe in their personal bubble and, sort of follow these protocols. Or the biggest opponent that we have this year is going to be Corona and the coronavirus, because if we can't get people to have the personal discipline to manage their personal bubble in a way that they can stay safe, which I think is very possible, then we're going to have, guys testing positive, other guys in quarantine, and this is going to create issues on, any team, and it will definitely create some on our team.
And for your players and those all across the country, what does it say about them? These are college students who are young people who would like to enjoy their lives in a variety of ways. And you're talking about the sacrifices they make. What does it say about them, their willingness, their desire to do that in order to play?
Well, it's sort of overwhelming on our team that the players really want to play. I think they want the opportunity to compete. I think, they have a lot of fun, being on a team. I actually think, when you're a player, you actually grow to enjoy the structure that you have, the competitive spirit that you have. So a lot of the players really want to play. I think the key to the drill is they do have to make sacrifices, but we all have to make sacrifices. I think the good news is this is probably not going to last forever. Maybe in 6 months or so we'll have, some kind of a vaccine or whatever. But, what I worry about, and I think a lot of parents worry about, that's my experience, is, we don't spend a lot of time thinking about what happens if we don't play. Players are in isolation. They're not a part of the structure of the organization that they're used to. And how's that going to impact their chances of being successful, their mindset, whether it's academic or personal? So I think, you have to kind of look at both sides of this, trying to balance it, trying to help them become safe. But, players are competitors and they love to compete. And it says a lot about them if they are willing to make the sacrifices they need to make to play.
Big picture, Coach, what is the significance to you of the decisions that the Pac12 and the Big Ten made last week not to play?
Well, I think we all sort of have a group of people that we have a tremendous amount of respect for. who are trying to guide us through this. And I'm talking about medical folks. And I think everybody's circumstance and situation is a little bit different. I actually hate it for the players who won't get the opportunity to play and compete and create value for themselves. Because I think one of the real consequences of this is, if you're a junior or senior and you have an NFL grade, are you going to play in the spring? Or is that going to become sort of a JV season with a lot of these juniors and seniors opting out and not playing their senior year, which, is sort of something that they'll probably miss for a long time. So I'm in no way judging what anybody's trying to do or not do, but our medical experts here thought that we could try to do this, create a safe environment, and see if we can play. And I think that's what we're doing, and I think they've done a wonderful job of that.
And the final thing, Coach, I'm going to put a tweet up on the screen from your athletic director. You're on the phone. You won't be able to see it, but I know that you know what it is. Your athletic director, Greg Byrne, tweeted out a photo in Tuscaloosa of a lot of students not wearing masks and making the point that if we want to play football this fall, and everyone wants you guys to, that we need to be better than this. That was his tweet. And, Coach, you're someone who has about as loud a voice as anybody in college sports, and certainly where you are. I would just ask you, what is your message to the student body and to students across the country who would like to see football this fall?
Well, I think, bigger than being able to play football is, you should be doing the right things and following the protocols that, the CDC and a lot of expert folks have asked you to stay safe for your own benefit and your own well-being and your own future. This is a very contagious disease. It can have, some long-term impacts, like any virus, can have, on people. So I don't think this is something that we shouldn't respect. And it's not just about playing football. It's about your own personal bubble, your own personal health,